Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and we've got a guest.
Hey guys, it's Celestial Duelist.
So, Celestial, you actually put together this week's common charity build. Obviously, as you guys are super smart and have already read the title card, you guys know it's Lightsworn. But is that all you've been doing?
No, it actually has not. I've also been working on my own channel called Celestial Duelist Gaming. Right now I have playthrough sessions for the Pokemon Legends Arceus.
It's Arceus.
Arceus, sorry.
Just watch the movie. They pronounce it. They pronounce it.
Okay.
Dude, they get me on pronunciation all the time. It's amazing.
But I'm hoping that you guys will start subscribing and watch the videos for me.
Guys, do me a favor. Don't make me her only subscriber. Come on. Go over there. I'll leave a link in the description today. Go check out Celestial Duelist Gaming. Honestly, if she gets better at this, because she's not doing terrible, and you guys enjoy it, obviously, I'll keep buying her video games, and then she'll play those games to amuse you guys. So if you guys enjoy that, and I don't know, do you still make jokes the whole time?
I still do, and
okay, so it should be pretty fun. Go watch my wife play video games, or don't. She built this deck for you, though. Remember that. Anyway.
I did.
So that's enough shameless plugging, right?
Yes, it is.
Should I go ahead and show them what you did?
Let's do it.
All right. So you gave me a 45 card deck and a 15 card extra deck. And of course, one of the things is we always leave the side deck to you guys. Because again, based on what you guys are playing regionally, or even just like, your locals might be different than going to an actual, like a larger locals, just because it's smaller, tighter fit, more niche. See, I learn. We tend to leave that up to you guys because what works for us may not work for you.
Right.
Anyway, let's get into this 45 card deck because I can already feel it. My throat's going to get sore after this. So the first card is we're going to have 2 copies Aaron the Lightsworn Monk. Good choices. Single copy Electromagnetic Turtle. And again, single so that you're not making the effect stagnant with additional copies. 3 copies Fellis Lightsworn Archer because we need tuners. Single copy Gareth because there's actually 4 searchers for this guy, the way that you built this. Single copy Jane, same story, just a different name as well. We do have 3 copies of Judgment Dragon. Again, guys, this is my deck master of the week too. So expect to see him in her build as well as my build coming up. Just a good boss monster, great boss monster. A nice little tech to help deal with anything that's going to be running field spells, because maybe you're going to be playing against somebody who's actually running Mystic Mines because they're not playing with a common charity deck, but you are. You got Light Ray Daedalus, so that's going to be fun. We're going to need 3 copies Lumina the Lightsworn Summoner, 2 copies Lila the Lightsworn Sorceress, 3 copies Raiden the Hand of the Lightsworn, and to round it out, 3 copies Wolf the Lightsworn Beast. And again, it's just one of those things when he mills, and again, you're milling every turn, it's just going to get you free summons. So real quick, let's leave that up on the screen a couple of seconds. Again, remember, Celestial Duelist Gaming, down in the links, down in the description. Sorry about that little movie magic. And just like that, all the monsters are gone. So let's get into the spells. And again, we're going to be not so spell heavy. It's obviously more monster heavy because, Lightsworn. But what we are going to run is going to have a lot of punch. So like the first thing we're going to do, 3 charges the Light Brigade. Maybe it helps if I get him in the frame. And again, it's just the best tutor in the deck. 3 Dark Holes because, Ukami, I can't play Geki here. No Raigeki for me in this form. They'll be in later this week. I promise. Single copy Foolish Burial. Again, this just helps you out Wolf real quick. Instant Fusion. You guys are going to see this trick play in the extra deck. And again, just because it's like something that you're not going to be able to bank on getting all the time, it's just a fun thing to throw in. And again, we don't have to limit ourselves to a 40-card deck today. Monster Reborn, best extender, obviously. 2 Pots Vavers, because there's nothing quite as devastating as running out of cards in your deck. So just go ahead and stack your deck with some more cards and draw. Single Reinforcement of the Army, because again, between Raiden, Jane, and Gareth, that's immediately 3 warriors. And again, this allows you to save your charge of the Light Brigade for, heavier hitter cards like Lumina, especially when you want to go into a Link build or something like that.
That's right.
We're going to run the 3 solar recharges because, again, draw cards is important. And again, Upstart Goblin, because, again, I just said it, draw cards are important. 1,000 life points to the opponent, not really an issue when you got JD pop in the field and then allowing you to swarm in. And you know what? No movie magic for this little section because, again, we're just going to get into the traps. There's only 6. We run 3 of each. There's going to be 3 copies breakthrough skill because you can use it and you can reuse it from the discard pile. Fantastic choice. And she picked up my 3 solemn strikes. Now, one thing we discussed after we built this, after we did some play testing, Lost Wind should have made its way into the main deck. Again, because it can come back from the discard pile. But I don't know, we kind of agreed on the Solemn Strikes, and that would have been one of the cards in our unofficial side deck that we never present. So, real quick, let me do this in case you guys need to pause that and write down some notes. And then we're just going to go ahead and clear the field. So that was our 45 card main deck. Again, cleared the field. Yeah, cool. Let's get into our 15 card extra deck. We only run a single instant fusion target, guys. And that's going to be the Millenniumizer.
Thousand Eyes Restrict, sweetheart.
Yeah. I'm thinking about a different deck list altogether right now. Maybe that's in later this week. Sorry. But Thousand Eyes Restrict will allow us not only to link build, it will get us access to our Link Karibo. Yes, he's going to be in here as well as last week's tech analysis. But it's also just like really good to just go ahead and off one card from the opposing side. We are going to run 2 Synchro Monsters. One of the best ones is Black Rose Dragon because, again, it gives us a nice field wipe ability. And then additionally, we're going to play 2 copies Michael the Arc Lightsworn. And again, this actually comes out of the OP 01s, whatever, the tournament packs, which is kind of cool. Most of the rest of this all came out of a structure deck, which is kind of crazy. But he's really good, and he fits the theme of the archetype. Our Xyz, we're going to run a single Cairn Gorgon, because why not? Single Utopia, because I love him. Time Thief Redoer, because he's cool. And Tornado Dragon, because it's relevant. And then over to your links. You're going to run Borreload, because again, structure decks just get some good cards sometimes. Decode Talker is a good generic 3. Gravity Controller is another good way of outing your own restrict, because again, Instant Fusion does count as being a fusion summon. So we can go ahead and place that into the extra zone and really get the Gravity Controller effect. I do apologize for that. The single Link Karibo. Steel Star Regulator, again, because it's just a good card. Triple Burst Dragon, it's just a good card. And Underclock Taker, because guess what, guys? It's a good card. So this is our deck. Well, this is her deck. This is the Celestial Duelist builds common charity Lightsworn build. And it's pretty cool. It's very fun. And I don't want to say that it beat up one of the other common charity decks on the channel, but yeah, it was pretty darn even. So, she's got skills, guys. She's got some skills.
I do. So, and when we've actually had a discussion about one other card that I didn't include, though I kept thinking that I should have included, was Gold Sarcophagus, because just in case if I milled out all the Judgment Dragons, then what?
Okay, I get that. Yeah, but I get it. But that it didn't really end up being a big influence when you got to actually playing. Like, we were able to leave it out. It was fine. I get it. You love it.
I do.
It's a fun card. And so, yeah. So, guys, if you were just here for the deck list and obviously to listen to my wife tease me a little bit, well, we want to thank you guys for stopping by because, honestly, it means a lot. And, of course, if you'd like to support the channel and you haven't already done this, feel free to go ahead and click subscribe on my channel. Maybe follow her back to her channel. Click subscribe there as well. And then, just let your friends know. Other than that, guys, just keep coming back and enjoying it. And, again, if you're just here for the list, see you later. You guys have a great day. Everybody else, let's go over all the effects real quick, because this is the time-consuming part, right? Okay, so I'm going to give you the effects, and I'm going to tell you what the mill is. The mill is going to be whatever the cards is they throw from the top of your deck during the end phase. So, like, Aaron will be, when attacks face-down defense position before damage calculation, shuffle the monster back into the deck, and then during the end phase, mill 3. So, again, and since it's a send and not a discard effect, cards that get effects when send will get effects then. Electromagnetic Turtle. During the opponent's battle phase, as a quick effect, you can banish this from the graveyard, end the battle phase. You can only use this effect once per duel. And again, this is the reason why she only had the 1 in there. If it was once per turn, great. She did bother me about the Necro Gardenas. We decided to skip them because it felt more like you were trying to play defense and then go on the offensive. And one of my favorite things from the past before Lynx was AD Changer. Acting as the secondary effect, or maybe it was the primary effect, of enemy controller. But again, has 0 effect on Lynx.
It does.
So we went with the turtle.
Yes.
The 3 copies Fellis, what makes her great, she is a tuner. Cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by a card effect. If this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard by a monster effect. So again, Foolish Burial will not work in this instance. We basically needed to be an effect of this deck. Or something funny that she said. She was like, you can play Mathematician. And I was like, yeah, you're not wrong. Because again, Mathematician would be a 3. 3 and 4 would immediately equal our 7, which would get us to our synchros. So yeah, she was just trying to beat me up a little bit there. But she was right. If this is sent from the deck to the graveyard again, by a monster effect, special summon it. By its effect, you contribute this card, then target 1 monster the opponent controls to destroy it. Then, at the end of that effect, send the top 3 from the deck to the discard pile. This one is one of the few that doesn't mill during the end of the turn, which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Gareth is here for partial draw engine. So anytime a card or cards is sent from the deck to the graveyard by the effect of a Lightsworn monster card that you control, except Gareth, or same names, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the discard, then draw 1 card for each Lightsworn monster that was sent to the graveyard by that effect. So it's going to be an additional mill 2 based on anybody else's mill. And then, if you milled 2 monsters that were Lightsworn, you get to draw 2. So that's good too. Jane, if this card attacks an opponent's monster, gain 300 attack during damage calculation only, or damage step only, once per turn during the end phase, send the top 2 or mill 2 from the deck to the discard. Judgment Dragon, again, not going to be considered a Lightsworn by name. Which is probably for the best. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by having 4 or more Lightsworn monsters with different names in your graveyard. And cannot be special summoned by other ways. You can pay 1,000 life points to destroy all other cards on the field. During each of your end phases, send the top 4 or mill 4 from deck to graveyard. You must control this face-up card to activate and resolve this effect. Which is fine. Because and I think I may have misspoke then, because of that, when he's your deck master, you don't actually control him. He's not on the field, so you don't have to mill. But when you're playing this, he's going to mill. And he's going to mill big.
Yes, he does.
The Light Ray Daedalus cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from the hand by having 4 or more light monsters in the graveyard. Doesn't care about names, just 4 or more lights. Which is, again, it's a free summon in this deck. And cannot be special summoned any other way. Once per turn, you can target a field spell on the field, and 2 other cards on the field, and destroy all 3. Again, because you're targeting a field spell, it doesn't say a field spell you control. So you can go ahead, take your opponent's field spell and 2 of their monsters. Or whatever cards they still have. And do that. So, again, kind of potent. And iffy. Otherwise, it's just a nice 2600 beat stick, and it looks cool.
It does. It really, truly does.
Lumina, the Lightsworn Summoner. Once per turn, discard 1 card. Target a level 4 lower Lightsworn in your graveyard. Special summon that target. During each of your end phases, mill 3. I don't want to be that guy, but this might be the tech analysis this week. So look out for that. Lila, Lightsworn Sorceress. Again, we run the 2-pack. You can target a spell trap on the field that the opponent controls. Change this card's let me try that again. I'm getting ahead of myself.
You are.
Target a spell trap the opponent controls. This card's battle position cannot be changed until the end of your next turn. Also, change this from face-up attack to face-up defense. If you do, destroy the targeted card. I think the original wording was better, but so it goes. Once per turn during the end phase, mill 3. So, very cool. Raiden, he's our other tuner, and again, searchable by just 4 spells. During your main phase, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Then, if any Lightsworn monsters were sent to the graveyard by this effect, this card gains 200 attack until the end of the turn. You can only use this effect once per turn, and again, this is going to be in quotes. So if you have 2 of these guys, only one of them is going to get the effect. And then once per turn during the end phase, mill 2. So that's very cool. And what's really good is he is a trigger mill that you can do on your own turn, which is great. And then again, Wolf. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by a card effect. Cannot be special summoned other ways. If this is sent from the deck to the discard, special summon it. So again, just very good. The charge, send the top 3 of your deck to the discard or mill 3. And then add a level 4 lower Lightsworn from deck to the hand. So super tutor. Dark holes instead of Raigekis. Just destroy all monsters. Go ahead, build a big board and go for game. Foolish Burial, literally here for Wolf. Instant Fusion, here for the Thousand Eyes Restrict. Reborn for extending your plays. Avarice for making sure that you don't accidentally deck yourself out, because we did that once. We did it once.
We did.
And it was kind of funny. It also gets you a draw 2 afterward. The reinforcement of the army allows you to add the warriors. And again, this is more important for the Gareth and the Raiden. Solar Recharge, discard a Lightsworn monster, draw 2, then mill 2. So again, we get all the effects. Upstart Goblin, opponent gains 1,000, you draw 1 card. Breakthrough Skill, this is like an older technique that we used to do. Target a face-up effect monster the opponent controls. That monster that your opponent controls has its effects negated until the end of this turn. So it's essentially having effect failure that can be fired twice. During your turn, except the turn this is sent to the graveyard, you banish this from your graveyard. Target a face-up effect monster that your opponent controls. Effects are negated until the end of this turn. So the first one can be activated during either turn. The second shot has to be during your own turn. But again, you could stop something that has a trigger effect that's going to stop you from doing something. So again, just perfect skill. And then Solemn Strike. Again, we get to stop special summons or a monster effect for 1,500 life points. We're going to do that. Let's get into that extra deck real quick. So we do have the Thousand Eyes Restrict. Again, while this is face up, other monsters on the field cannot change battle positions or attack. Once per turn, we can target a monster the opponent controls, equip it to this card. This card's attack and defense become equal to the monster that's equipped. If this card would be destroyed by battle, destroy the equipped monster instead. Again, since it doesn't say it on here, I'll say it. If you equip a face-down monster to this, the gain is 0, because that is technically the stat it would have until it's flipped. Again, we're just trying to get something off the opponent's side. Black Rose Dragon, we could just say, 7-star synchro. When synchro summoned, we could choose to destroy all cards on the field. We're not going to need to worry about any of the plant effects, so we'll just move on. Michael the Arc Lightsworn, tuner plus non-tuner lights. Again, did we have any non-lights in this deck? Because even the turtle's a light type.
No, I think they're all light types.
Yep, everybody's light attribute. Cool.
Whoops.
No, we did it good.
Oh, okay.
It's just if we had run into those Necro Gardeners, that would have been a dark attribute. We couldn't have used him to go into this.
That's true.
So, tuner plus non-tuner lights. Again, 7 stars. Once per turn, pay 1,000 life points. Target a card on the field. Banish it. When this card is destroyed, you can target any number of other Lightsworn in your graveyard. Shuffle those cards back into your deck, and then if you do, gain 300 life for every card returned. Once per turn during the end phase, mill 3. So again, kind of good. Karen Gorgon, any 2 4s. During either player's turn, when another card or effect is activated that targets exactly 1 card on the field and no other cards, detach material from this. Then target another card on the field. It would be an appropriate target for the card / effect. That card effect card or effect now targets the new target. So, like, let's say Tornado Dragon was going to happen, and I want to protect my Solemn Judgment or my Solemn Strike, and I don't care so much about my face down Upstart Goblin. Karen Gorgon can redirect that effect. That's basically what's happening. You do have number 39 Utopia. Again, you can negate some attacks, just in case you do get put on the defensive. Time Thief Redoer allows you to mess with the opponent's deck a little bit. Once per turn during the standby phase, you can attach the top card of your opponent's deck to this as material. Then you may detach up to 3 different types of materials from this and apply different effects. Again, if we could take a spell out of our opponent's deck, we can draw a card by removing that. If we do a trap, we can place a face-up card our opponent controls onto their deck. And then if it's a monster, we can banish this card until the end of the turn. Now, if we do that, it's going to obviously lose its materials that it still has, but we can preserve the card from a destruction or banish effect. Again, Tornado Dragon, just a double MST, quick effect. Borreload does a bunch of stuff, allows you to punch. Now the player can target this card with monster effects. Once per turn, quick effect. Target a face-up monster on the field, it loses 500 attack and defense, and the opponent cannot respond to that. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks an opponent's monster, you can then place that monster in a zone this card points to, take control of it, send it to the graveyard during the end phase of the next turn. So it'll stand guard for you till your opponent ends their turn, and then it'll go away.
Cool.
Decode Talker doing some stuff. Just again, this is basically just a 3 for me. The Gravity Controller acting like Neospacian Grand Mole for extra deck and extra zone. Link Kribo, not getting too much play, just here to help off itself to do a link climb. Steel Star Regulator, 3 non-links. Gain attack and defense equal to the original level or ranks the monsters to create this times 100. And again, with Daedalus and JD, we can get some big power bonuses here. We can target 1 non-link that our opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card. Destroy it. Then if this card was link summoned using an Xyz monster's material, inflict damage to the opponent equal to half the destroyed monster's original attack. We can use this effect only once per turn, but that's fine because you're only going to run this single copy anyway, guys. Triple Burst, again, during the damage step, this stops spell trap monster effects from activating, which is great. You get to negate that once per turn. And if it attacks a defense position monster, you can inflict piercing. Again, we're not playing dragons, so... Well, not level 4 lower dragons, so the rest of the effect is null. And then, of course, Underclock Taker just allows you to, again, kind of Superman punch a couple of things. Once per turn, you can target a face-up monster this card points to, and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. The opponent's monster loses attack equal to the attack of the card this points to. So it's all pretty good. It's all fair. Again, it's not the world's greatest extra deck, but for common charity, and again, having limited resources right now, this moment, again, we're actually looking at getting a house. So there's some kind of exciting things happening in our life. So
yeah,
again,
there is definitely.
I just haven't had time to play. Haven't had time to play the video game and get any of that footage up. And again, I haven't been buying cards as of right now. So sorry if things feel a little stale, like this deck could have been a little bit better. You're probably right. And our decks will get better again once the move is completed. So we'll let you guys know when that is.
We're hoping very soon. So.
All right, guys, enough about that. Thanks for watching. Go do something for yourselves today. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow with the test hands, all right? See you then.
See you later.